Well, hello, vinyl community. It's Jacob coming to you again from the Dallas Open Micer YouTube channel to answer the question: is it still possible in this day and age to find 25-cent jazz records? The answer is maybe, yes, depending on what you're willing to take home. If you're looking for the records that nobody else wants, it can happen. And sometimes there are very special sales, like the end of year clearance sale at Josie Records, where you can really clean up on all of the least wanted records in your neighborhood. And that's what I do. I'm a bottom feeder. I get all that crap that sinks down to the bottom that nobody else wants, and I just suck it up and carry it home in boxes. And here's what I've done for you. Maybe you're not into jazz, skip this video. But if you're just looking for nothing but pure jazz finds or jazz light, easy listening, this is the video for you. There's not going to be any Blue Note. There's not going to be any Riverside. No contemporary, none of the biggies. But we've got some great artists like Woody Herman. He was really good at discovering guys that play the saxophone. And in this one, this is Woody's Winners. Here he is with a bunch of decorative ladies. Now, there was this lady here. Look at her outfit. Look at that. That's kind of cute, isn't it? And what does it say about this one? It features the new Northwest Passage. Maybe you all got tired of the old Northwest Passage. And this is the most exciting album Woody Herman has ever made. So says Columbia Records. Columbia loved it so much they didn't keep him around forever. But Columbia was known to do that. Remember when they dumped Johnny Cash? Well, that was a class act, Columbia. They even had a little bit of a separation with Bob Dylan. And now they're happy to have him back, and like you can buy an album that repeats the same song over and over again for an exorbitant fee that baby boomers are still happy to pay. We got Woody Herman. I was disappointed with the news for this new Bob Dylan bootlegs from the Time Out of Mind sessions, because the first disc is just a remastered copy of Time Out of Mind. I don't know that that's necessary. That should be a separate thing. And then just let me get to the outtakes. They teased an interesting version of Not Dark Yet on YouTube, but buying that whole set just ridiculously expensive. Woody Herman, 1963. Woody's 25th year, his greatest. Look at that. If you thought he peaked in 1962, you were wrong. 1963, Woody Herman. Now, he wasn't going to tell you, hey guys, I'm over the hill. It's 1964. No, he's got a nice album cover here, and that's beautiful. Phillips. They did justice for him. Have not played these yet. I'm a bit behind. Here's some more Woody Herman. Where was this? Recorded live, Harrah's, Lake Tahoe. Look at that, more Woody Herman. So what happened here? I think I'm going to play detective. I think somebody that was a Woody Herman fan brought in his Woody Herman records, and the store bought them, and then they were like, we've got way too many Woody Herman records, and they're not selling, so they put them in clearance for me to come along. This is a nice Capitol, very clean looking record. His Road band, and they tell you about the road on the back. Say It With Music, Alan Quinn at the Kimball Theater organ. It's got an autograph from Alan himself, and he's got some good numbers on here. He's got Side 2, Hello Dolly. This did come out in 1965. But what he did that was pretty special was he put Hello Dolly at the front. So if you don't want to hear Hello Dolly, you can skip ahead to track 2, On the Sunny Side of the Street, then Sweet Georgia Brown. It does close with Beautiful Dreamer, which I could do without Beautiful Dreamer. Here we got Dance Date, Buddy Morrow and his orchestra. They do Night Train on there, so this is like, the Enchantment Under the Sea dance from Back to the Future, where the band played Night Train. Buddy Morrow and his orchestra. Could be a lot of fun there. Brings back the memories. Oh, I was quite pleased to find this one. This Bix Beiderbecke. Oh, it's got the... oh, no. I just tore it. Just got to peel it back the other way. I don't want that. I feel stupid. Look what I just did. So there, this thing had been surviving, and I let a stray piece of price sticker land on it, and I tear it. I had this album. The copy I had was the 1970s. I do like this Bix Beiderbecke story series, and I had versions of these on 6 Eyes and 2 Eyes and the 70s, No Eyes, and this one I had was one that was on the No Eyes 70s reissue, and the 6 Eye one sounded the best, and now I have 2 6 Eyes and 2 Eye in this Best of 3 special. The Bix Beiderbecke, Chewed by a Critter. Who knows? Maybe is it wrong to Frankenstein a 6 Eye with a 70s pressing? Would upon the time of my death, because I'm not gonna sell that, would I be giving false information to whoever takes over my record collection after my demise? I don't know. Could confuse somebody. I just had some records fall over. I'll get to those later. I have no idea who this is. This is Street Scene, and it's got this nice dropout label or dropout cover. No need for a sleeve in there. Just close it like that. It's got Laura Part 1, Part 2. Says this came from a 78. This Laura and was a big hit. There's got a car accident on the front. I don't know what that's all about, but for 25 cents, that's what I paid for that. These are all 25-cent clearance finds. Here we have this one, Caution, Men Swinging. Interesting face. So we've got these guys at work. They're supposed to be doing hard work, but rather than being hard working, this gentleman, he's got his clarinet, or is that an alto? It says soprano saxophone. No, it's a clarinet. And this is the problem with the COVID brain fatigue, is you say things like alto instead of soprano. Now here we had one that looked like at first glance, because I didn't have time to stop and read all these. There were so many records to go through. The most enjoyable musical event in recorded history, in stereo history. So that was going to be fun. It's got information about how this recording was set up. The stereo brass choir, they were just going to be bouncing brass instruments all over your speakers. And then what do you get on this? You get kicking off side 1 with Anything You Can Do. Would you like to take a walk? That's a delightful number, but it's not a brassy affair. They've got The Rain in Spain. They've got Thanks for the Memory. I like that Bob Hope song, but Baby It's Cold Outside, Two Sleepy People. It's really not the kind of stuff that you think of when you think of a brassy affair. Two sleepy people. I don't think the sleepy people want to hear the brass instruments when they're sleepy. We got some good technical information. So when you're at your party in the 1960s and you bring the fellas from work over, your buddies from the Elks Lodge or wherever you met people that you socialize with alcohol. You're like, hey, we're going to play On the Move with Werner Mueller and his orchestra. And you can see the ladies sitting on a globe, but she's not really sitting on it. They cut her out and pasted it on there. But we got songs like South of the Border, I Love Paris, American Patrol, Brazil, A Foggy Day, taking you all around the world in music. But that's not enough to have those global travel songs. You got to impress your friend Steve with that technical information there, right? Let's see what we got next. We got a Les Baxter reissue here, Baxter's Best. There's a photograph on the back, just in case you aren't sure if that likeness is close enough. It's that not so exciting yellow capital, but should sound fun. Again, 25 cents. I never picked that up. I've been seeing it for years. I was initially very excited about this one. Still am happy to have it for 25 cents. Les Paul. It is fake stereo, but Les Paul and his trio. I've got some of this stuff on CD, and I do like the Les Paul trio, and I think I'm going to enjoy that, even with the fake stereo. We got the real stereo in Dimension 3. Mr. Stereo himself, Enoch Lite. I had never taken this stuff seriously until a few years ago, and started picking these up. And if I like the material that they chose on these stereo sound effects records, is basically what they are, I'll go for them. This one has some songs I do like. It's Only a Paper Moon. That's an all-time favorite. It's got a song called Swamp Fire. I don't know that one. It's got Love and Marriage, My Old Flame, All I Do Is Dream of You. That one could be fun. Look at this fun cover. Discotheque. Now, this discotheque is 1960s, so it's not what I think of as someone who was not around at the time. When I think of discotheques and disco, I think 1970s disco music, but this is not 70s disco. It's just the discotheque, not directly necessarily associated with disco music. So we have songs like A Taste of Honey. Then they have I'm Henry VIII, I Am. Now there's nothing disco about that, but we got King of the Road. Now if I was going to a club and they were playing King of the Road, I would think, my goodness, I came to the right club. I've had the displeasure of being in clubs that play music, and they never played anything as good as King of the Road. They played loud things that I didn't like. Not my environment. Here we have some old-timey jazz. The Banjo Kings on the Good Time Jazz label. The label that put out the Firehouse 5+2. Banjo Kings. Could be fun. All right, who are the Banjo Kings? I don't know. Gene Krupa, 25 cents on MGM. Is this gonna be exciting, or is he just gonna be going through the motions? I'll be happy to find out. My grandfather enjoyed Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich back in the 1940s. Here's an interesting one. Tony Mottola, Close to You, A Guitar for Lovers. All right, so I like Tony Mottola. Just the glossy cover there. Glossy. It's a gatefold. They're all kissing there. And what do we have here? We have the song Close to You. I could maybe skip over that one. But they did something on here on side 2 that's really unforgivable. Now this is Close to You, A Guitar for Lovers, and right smack dab in the middle of side 2. They have, they start out side 2 with We've Only Just Begun, which you can skip over. Then you get into Sophisticated Lady, the Duke Ellington song, Yesterday When I Was Young, Wave, that Jobim song, and what do we have next? The Christmas Song. Right there in the middle of a romantic album for lovers. You're playing that in July, and then you get the Christmas song. I think that's a terrible mistake. I don't like it when they put Christmas songs in the middle of non-Christmas records like that. Bing Crosby's Greatest Hits, or Tony Bennett sings the Irving Berlin. Unforgivable. Look at that cover, 1966. Even if this isn't a good sounding record with great music, it's just a fun thing to have. Joy with material possessions. What does it have on there? Duke Ellington's Caravan, Bye Bye Blues, Red Roses for a Blue Lady. My goodness. Side 1 has Autumn Leaves in Istanbul. Then it has People. Takes a turn for the south, doesn't it? Here we have an artist that's new to me, George Massey. The Two Sides of George Massey. It's got this old club in Dallas, the Chalet Club. Have no idea where that was. Could look that one up on Wikipedia perhaps. But on one side he plays with the Chain Gang, and that's his Dixieland Chain Gang, and they play songs like Muskrat Ramble and Sweet Georgia Brown. And then on the other side he's got his quartet, and they do Tuxedo Junction and Hindustan. Do you know what it means? Is that to Miss New Orleans? Who's Sorry Now? Sentimental Journey. Some local Dallas history right there. It's a fun looking club. Doesn't look super classy on the outside, but hey. Here we've got Lionel Hampton. Look at the joy on his face. Well, he's got the double mallets going on there. Pretty cool. Or is that just, looks like he's switched them over. That's a bare hand. It's just the same picture that you got on the front. Well, what do we have here? I Only Have Eyes for You. Cool. Lionel Hampton jamming. I like Lionel Hampton. And if that's a halfway decent recording, that's going to be fun. Here we've got movie hits from Enoch Lite. There's a high contrast black and white image of Enoch Lite right there. Bam. I took a thumbnail with this already in a video that didn't turn out, so I think I might just use that thumbnail. I've since had my hair cut. What do we have on here? We've got some interesting stuff. Enoch Lite tackles the theme from Shaft. I don't have a copy of the Shaft soundtrack, and so this is going to have to do it for me. I regret not picking up the Shaft soundtrack when it was cheap and plentiful. We got The Godfather, Mary Queen of Scots. I don't know what that's going to sound like. Got Enoch Lite does the French Connection theme, and Clockwork Orange. Hard to believe that Enoch Lite could dissociate himself with something so violent as Clockwork Orange, but we'll see how that sounds. Stanley Kubrick was a little bit of a creepy fellow. Got a little too big for his britches after he faked the moon landing. Here we have the Joy of Living. My goodness gracious. Not a care in the world there in the snowy mountains. Nelson Riddle, life is just a bowl of cherries. Eat a whole bowl of cherries. Here we have By the Waters of the Minnetonka. And you can tell by the cover that these folks are nowhere near the mighty waters of the Minnetonka. That's a stunning photograph, but you could get a false idea of what the waters of the Minnetonka actually look like. But we have Native American themed cultural appropriation songs. So we got Indian Love Call, From the Land of the Sky Blue Water, Red Wing, Indian Summer, Ramona, Cherokee. They got Cherokee on there twice. No, Cherokee down at the bottom. Rosemary, Pale Moon. There we go. So when I was in college, I would use the art studio in the bronze department to with a foundry work there after hours. I wasn't pouring molten bronze at the time, but I could do my work with the wax and the molds and things like that. And there was a group that would do Native American chants and sing-alongs, and you would hear the authentic Native Americans, the indigenous people, sing, and nothing like this. But that was the sound of my college late night. What do they call them? Pulling the all-nighter. We got the best of Lambert, Hendricks, and Ross. Interesting cover. I like those folks. They did have a copy of their Count Basie record, but that was, to quote the great Tuco vintage vinyl hunter, it was roasted. You got some percussion. Oh, this one is not. I'm sorry, that's not jazz. I got to get rid of that. Put that somewhere else. I'm getting a little sleepy, folks. We'll power through this. Harmonica on Spinorama. Percussion with harmonica. It's like, Pizza Hut and Taco Bell right there joining forces. Percussion and harmonica. The best of Cy Zentner. He would follow any contemporary trend and record his version of it for Liberty. So we've got Up a Lazy River, Moon River, Desafinado, the James Bond theme. The man could do it all. Roman guitar. You see that colorful fountain coming out of the guitar of Tony Mottola. By Roman, this is Italian. So we got Volare, Non Dimenticar, Sorrento, the fountain guitar in black and white. Oh my goodness, this could be such a boring video for people that don't like this stuff. But maybe there's someone out there, it's like, hey, you showed all of that Woody Herman stuff at the beginning. Do you have any Harry James records to show? Well, look at that. You made it. Harry James at the Hollywood Palladium. I never saw a show at the Hollywood Palladium. I wish back in the 90s that there had been like internet concert listings that you could have looked up easily and find out what shows weren't being advertised in your local papers, because was the Hollywood Palladium operational at that time? I don't know, but I never got to a show there. Here we have Harry James going Western. He was a Texan after all, so he had the rights to put on a hat and look like Gary Cooper. What does he do on here? Faded Love, Make the World Go Away, oh, Mexicali Rose. Via Candias, I think, is a little bit of a drag for me, but he does San Antonio Rose on here, so that's going to close that side strong. Earl Grant, Beyond the Reef. I generally pass on him, but for 25 cents, I thought I'd give this one a shot. Couple looks like they're having a good time. Faraway Lands of Hawaii. We got this. This is a little bit scratched. Jackie Gleason. That's early stuff with a terrible portrait art on the front cover. That was more common to the early Capitol albums, but pretty nice shape. Somebody did. You can see the tape job on the back there. It's visible. But for 25 cents, why not? Winding down this party. We got Lush, Latin, and Bossa Nova 2, Klebanov, Mercury. Oh, there's the lady's eyes from the cover. The grand finale. Double album. Stefan Grappelli. I think the guy came out with a record every month during the 1970s. Quite prolific, and I do love the jazz violin. See what songs he does on here. This Can't Be Love, Misty, After You've Gone, Satin Doll, Flamingo, Honeysuckle Rose, Newages. Good stuff on there. Stefan Grappelli, double album, 25 cents. Life doesn't get much better than that, does it? Well, hey, this was a long video, and my goodness, this was, for most of you, the most boring content out there, probably on all of YouTube. But anyway, if this was something you enjoyed, I caught myself saying anyway again. Well, thanks for hanging in there. I think I'll go have a cup of coffee and watch some TV before calling it a night.